Hey there, welcome to my September free card class to go tutorial video. Thank you for tuning in to my channel, Stampin' with No. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm happy that you found me and I hope you enjoy these cards. The kit is going to be featuring the Delightful Wishes bundle stamp set here along with the dies. And if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up, when you purchase a bundle, you actually save 10%. I tend to buy either bundles or suites. I very rarely buy just one or the other because I like to save money and I think you guys do too, right? All right, so before I pull over the first kit, I want to remind everybody that the mini catalog went live earlier this month, and if you have not received a mini catalog and are interested in getting one, you can send me an email. I'd be happy to mail one out to you, and I would just be excited to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Okay, so let's get going on these kits. So this is the first one. I'm going to show you this first card, and then I'm going to bring everything over that I need to make this. Now, when I do my videos, since some of you are new, I like to go through what's actually in the kit that you're going to be getting so that you are aware of the products. And I pretty much do everything for you. I cut, pre-cut. The only thing I'm not allowed to do is stamp, obviously. It goes against Stampin' Up! Policy. But I like to show what you guys actually get and the things that you need to bring when you go to sit down and make these kits is basically your card making toolkit. Your own adhesive, scissors, whatever it is that you guys like to use when you're creating these cards. So this is the first one. You open it up. It said, well, before I open it up, it says, wishing you a happy birthday. I realized that I was low on some birthday cards. So this is a good incentive for me to get some birthday cards going. And you'll see here that I have this teeny tiny little mini bee. You guys are going to be getting this in the kit. I decided it was so doggone cute that I wanted to share in the cuteness with you guys. So you'll be getting that little bee as part of this kit. But when you open it up, it just says make a wish. Okay, so let me move this off to the side. And I also did stamp the flap, and I'll show you just my way of stamping when I do basically like creating your own DSP. I found the way that I do it, I found it just much easier. So I'll show you that tip. But obviously, you guys do your own thing, right? All right, so with this kit, you're going to get your envelope. And then inside, now, you're going to get your card base that's going to be cut and scored. It's not going to be burnished very well, so just make sure that you give it an extra burnish when you are getting ready to do your kits. And then you are, let me hold these pieces here. Then you're going to get a piece of basic white to go on the inside. And then you have your outside pieces, and all your DSP will come to you already cut. 3 different DSP images. And then what I have decided, because I just felt it was just better, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out for you and glue it. I'm not violating anything Stampin' Up. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. So when you get your kit, it's going to be intact. And you're going to also notice that I actually, the teeny tiny little dots on the eyes are going to actually be there. So I just felt it was better for me to do it since I had everything here. So the likelihood of losing the dots were pretty high if I just did not choose to adhere it. So I'm going to do that for you guys, okay? And then in this, now you're going to get it in a bag, but I put it in here for this video, is this teeny tiny, I'm almost afraid to open it right now, but I'll open it when I get ready to use it, is the teeny tiny little mini bee. But you're not going to get it like this. It'll be in a plastic bag, probably along with all of these. Okay, so I'm going to move that there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start stamping first. Let's just do that. Now I'm working with photopolymer, so I'm just bringing over my piercing mat, and we're going to go ahead and do the envelope flap first, okay? So I'm going to leave that there so I can see what I'm doing. And I did this one in Old Olive. So let me get this ready. Now, what I have found when I want to create a staggering image, oops, it's just my thing. I go straight down the middle, turning, and then I fill in the rest. And I just found that it was just easier for me. I wasn't like overdoing it because, you know, sometimes you just overthink it. I'm assuming you guys are like me when now see, I messed up, but that's okay. I'm going to go right back over. There we go. Can't even tell I messed up. And I just keep turning. So now, I must have a bare spot there. Let me fix that. All right, so now I'm just going to go in and just fill in. Again, just turning every which way. And see how nicely that fills in. And then I'm going to fold that. I'm going to do the same thing. Just go in, turning, and filling in. So in essence, when you're doing this with an envelope flap, I'm actually just doing 3 rows. All right, so we're done with the envelope. I'm going to leave this over here, put that there, put you here. All right, so let's do the inside since I'm messing with the leaf here. Make a wish. Let's see, make sure the orientation is right. I don't want to do it like this. I want to do it like this. And still Old Olive. Let's see. Let's do that. That's a darker one. That must be Mossy Meadow. Now you don't have to worry about the colors and whatnot that I'm happen to mention. It's just a habit of mine when I do videos. So sometimes I say them on these tutorials and sometimes I don't. But don't worry, you get a written tutorial that lists everything that I use for each of the cards. So you don't have to worry about writing this down. So I'm stamping Make-A-Wish. Now that does not come from the Delightful Wishes. That came from a different stamp bundle, which I can't remember what the name of it is right now. I don't remember. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp the leaf top and bottom like I did here. Personal preference, I'd like to decorate the inside also along with the envelopes. And I'm just going to turn it and just put him about right there. All right, beautiful. All right, he's done. Woo! Almost dipped that in my ink pad. I think, let me go back to the front here real quick. No, I'm still using Mossy Meadow. All right, so let's go to the front. Now, I'm going to eyeball it instead of putting this piece on and then stamping. I'm going to stamp first. It's just something I do. In the event I mess up, I can always get another card base, but I hate when I may have ruined some beautiful DSP. Cardstock can be replaced, right? All right, so we need a happy birthday. There we go. And I'm just going to eyeball it. It'll be down below. I just need to make sure that I leave enough room, you know, right up in here to kind of center it towards the top. So what did I say? That's going to be the dark. Let's see. Ink it up. All right, let's see. About right there. I mean, you don't have to put it at the bottom, but I just, you can center it if you like. All right, so we are done with this one. Oh, we got to do the leaf. All right, one more leaf. And let's see. I want to leave room for that bee. I want to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to move him out just a little bit more, just so that you guys can see the difference. All right. That's it on that. So we can start assembling. Let me get these out of the way. I'm going to use these again, but let me just move those out of the way. All right, so we're done stamping. Let's start assembling. And guys, if you've watched my videos know I use my silicone mat because these things just slide around. All right, so we're going to go ahead and line this up. Now, I'll probably follow the same way, but you know, DSP, you guys are familiar with it. You got double-sided, so you can pick and choose which side you want. So I'm just going to follow this. Just when you get it, I don't think they're directional, but just make sure. You know, it never hurts to verify. So the way I do when I'm doing rows like this is I'll do the outer and then I come in and do the center. So I like to show you guys, well, it's just the way my brain works. I like to line things up before I actually adhere it flat, because sometimes I just don't like it. Sometimes I mess up too. All right, so we're going to go in and I'm just going to adhere these flat, but you can certainly pop them up if you want to. So I'm just winging it. I'm not getting the measuring tape out and just trying to figure out the edging here, but it's about roughly a quarter, give or take. All right, so I'm going to go over. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. And I might have to lift this up to see. Yeah, that looks like it's even. And give it a press. One good thing with glue, because I'm a glue girl, is it gives you a little bit extra time to kind of wiggle it around if you don't line it up perfectly the first time. And that was kind of one of the reasons why I was attracted to just using glue. But another one is I had a grandchild when I was using tape a lot, peeled my whole card apart. We still talk about it. Even before his parents were able to actually read my card, it was all torn apart because he saw some sparkles and decided it was really pretty and wanted them for himself. It was crazy. All right, so I'm going to flip this over because I'm decided I'm going to go ahead and use dimensionals. So let me add some there. And that's the only thing I'm adding. So I'm going to put this to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Not that it would. All right. Oops. Okay. Then line that up. There we go. Oops. Not that it would be upside down, but we'll just do it this way. I guess you could do it that. I'll do it this way. Line it up. I'm centering left, top, and right. And that looks, I gotta lift it up. Yep, that looks good. So press down, make sure it stays. All right, so let's see here. We've got the wishing. I'll do the same thing, move it over to offset it instead of doing center, but you can certainly do center. It looks wonderful, or you can even do it down here. That looks wonderful too. Maybe I'll do that just to change it up, just so that you guys can see there's several possibilities of adhering this. Putting some glue. Now, where did I say I was going to do it? Right in here, right? Yeah. I might have him stick out just a smidgen, because I like that. I like when it sticks out just a little bit. Give it a good press. I may not have given it enough glue. Oh, yeah. All right. So we are, oh, the bee. Let's do the bee. Now, I put it down with a mini dot. So it's not, it's loose. So when you get into, whoops, sorry. When you get into your little baggie, just make sure that you don't lose this tiny bee, because it is really, really tiny. But he's just so stinking cute. Oh, that's a big mini dot, but that's all right. I'll roll it. So I don't know if you guys have this. I call it pokey tool. I'm sure there's a better name for it, but it has a little like putty on the end. I typically use my tweezers, but for this particular bee, I found that I had to pull out my little putty to get him on here because he was challenging me. He was being difficult. All right, so now, if he doesn't go flying, there we go. Now, a little bit of the mini dots sticking out, so I'm just going to lightly try not to get my fingerprint on there because the skin, the oils, will lessen the stickiness. All right, so we're good on that. And let's see here. I'll just put him going in that direction. Pull it away and press. Oh, there he is. He's so cute. I think I'm going to need this on another card, so I'm just going to put this over here. All right, let's see. What do we got to do now? Oh, the inside. I didn't go to the inside. Let's adhere that. And then I think we'll be done with card number 1. Oop, let me make sure. I always double check my work. You never know. All right, good even press. I think we're done. Let me put cap on my glue. All right, is that it? That's it. Where's my envelope? There we go. All right, guys, easy peasy. That was card number 1. All right, so let me pull over card number 2 so you guys can ooh and ah while I bring those things over. And it's actually that. And this, let's see, I can't remember how I did the inside. Oh, I did not do the inside. Okay, great. Well, great for me because I don't have the stamp. If I did it, it's nowhere near. All right, so you get the envelope, and it's going to come to you already embossed. I absolutely love embossing envelope flaps. I just think it's so fun. Now, it's been a while since I've mentioned it, but some of the embossing is pretty, I call it intense, pretty deep, that you may have to go ahead and get some Stampin' Seal when you get ready to close up your envelope and just put a strip there because the adhesive on the envelope may not be strong enough since this flap has already been embossed. So just something to think about when you're putting the envelope, when you're trying to close up the envelope. You may have to add a little strip of adhesive. So you're going to get it already, as I said, already embossed. You're going to get your card base semi burnished, and then the inside will come to you already die cut. I love that decorative piece. It's just a little something that adds. I just really like it. And then the outside will come to you already embossed. And then you have a strip cardstock, another strip of DSP, and I don't think, you can also do that. Wow, that's pretty. I don't think this is directional, but just verify before you actually adhere it down. This is another wishing that I will ensure that I glue down for you, including the dots, so you'll have that. And then you will have a label. And then this bow, I'm going to go ahead and make the bow up for you, but I'm going to give you guys long tails so that you can cut the tails to your desired length, whatever your preference is. But I will have this in the baggie also with the bees, because you're getting multiple kits. And then this will come to you already adhered. All right, so let's bring over my my piercing mat. Let's go ahead, since I only have one thing to stamp, let's stamp him, and then we can get that out of the way. All right, and I decided I needed to get well, so I'm going to use the same sentiment that says you well. Now, this doesn't really need to be, oh, I need the label first, don't I? That would help. All right, let me get him kind of sort of even. I mean, wishing you well could be, you know, congratulations. Now, before I talk about different types of cards, I'm moving him a little bit over. I'm not doing center because I put the envelope, I put the bow on top of this label. So I just offset. And, you know, since it is a short word, it's a long label. So just so you know, I'm intentionally doing it offset. Off-center, I guess, is proper description. There we go. Love it. But anyways, this card, just the fact that you say you well, it could be on multiple things. You know, promotion, surgery, anything like that would work. All right, we are done with that. And we're going to be doing some gluing. Envelope's done. I'm moving him out of the way. Let's do the inside. Let me adhere that one flat. And get these out of the way. Even though I'll be bringing some of those colors back. All right. Just going to glue it. Now, I elected not to put a sentiment in here only because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be wishing somebody well on. So I decided I'm going to leave it blank, and then I will either handwrite the entire message, or depending on the circumstance, I missed glue right in there. I probably have a stamped sentiment that would be appropriate. I forgot to put glue in that corner. It popped up. All right, so this one we're going to go ahead and adhere this one flat. Now you could pop it up, but I'm just going to adhere it flat. That is really pretty. But I want the flowers, because I thought the flowers were pretty. You guys can see. And it's not a very wide border. What is that, 1/8? Yeah, I think it's 1/8 of an inch. Now, let's close him up. I'm going to go ahead and pop him up, but I need to glue this one first to the front. I guess it really doesn't matter direction on this particular embossing folder. Now, you know, you guys know I put more glue than what I typically do because the piece is embossed. I don't want it peeling up. All right, and again, this one is also a thin border. I wanted to see more of the white, so this will be thin. So, you know, some people don't like it when it's a super thin border, so the only thing I would recommend is just cut this embossed piece down even further if you like to have that, what is it, the quarter inch border. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this one up. Let me close up my glue. And let's see. I think I only put one in the center, and I'll just do that. Don't think it's going to really matter. I think I have enough dimensionals on here that it won't go anywhere, considering this is embossed. All right, and I don't believe this is directional, but just verify before you adhere it down. And I'm just centering it. Let's see here. I'm centering it. The top of this piece that I'm adhering is right on the edge of this embossed piece, and the same thing down below. That looks even, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a good press. There we go. Yep, perfect. All right, so let's do this one first, and I'm going to add a little dimensional because I want to have him hang over. So let me get a little one somewhere here. Yeah. Little. Is that the right one? Yeah. I don't know, I feel like I need to double check everything I'm doing. My mind must be wandering on some things, but, and just adding just a little bit of glue. Putting him, I don't like to have that shown. So I'll go about right there. Oop, now he just went crooked. All right, there we go. Perfect. And then this bow, again, will come to you already tied for you. And I'm going to put him more like that. Let me trim him up now. Get my, whoops, don't have my snips. Let's see here. My ribbon snips. Here we go. I think this ribbon, I think, is from the online. I'm not even sure. But I have it written down, you know, where to find it, the order number and everything. I really like it because it's not really bulky. And I'm going to consider it soft. And it's easy to tie a bow. You know, sometimes some ribbons are just more challenging. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put one mini dot ought to work. Put them on there. Get this out of the way. And I'm just going to put them kind of up there at the corner, so when it does go through the post office, it will flatten down, so I don't have any dimensionals underneath that label, so we won't be tearing up anything. And oh, I need the wishing part. I need to tell somebody something instead of just you will. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue him. And this is going to hang over, so I'm not going to put glue everywhere. And let's see. I'll probably center him more, kind of, sort of. I want that eye on this paper, though. What is it with me putting this down crooked? Crazy. All right. Glue that flat. Now, see, that'll go through the mail easy because that will also flatten. All right. I think we're done with card number 2. Let me double check here. Got that. The inside is nothing but die cut. Yeah, die cut. All right. This is card number 2. Let me go ahead and bring over the third and last card. While I bring everything over. Let's see here. What do I need? I need that one. Let's see. I can't remember what's on the inside. Okay. I think we're good. I think. All right. So with this one, let's see. What do I want to say about this one? Again, another birthday. Now, I'm not going to put it in the written tutorial, but this embossed piece, and I know you cannot tell in this video, I actually, when I first made the card, I took, I don't even know, I think Mossy Meadow, and I took my blending brush, and I just lightly went through the raised, adding ink to the raised embossed piece, just to kind of give it more depth. But quite honestly, it wasn't overly noticeable, so I decided not to do it as part of the tutorial, but you certainly can, and that's why I'm mentioning it, is that when you get this piece, if it's something you don't like, just add a little bit of the Mossy Meadow using your blending brush, and I would recommend putting it a little bit heavier than what I did here, which I understand you guys can't really tell in this video with the camera. Now this one does have, let me mention, this does have the little mini bee, and I will be sending that to you also because he's just so stinking cute. All right, so you're going to get your envelope, and you're going to get your card base. Let me get these pieces out. You're going to get your card base. Let's see which way, this way. Cut and scored. This is for your envelope flap, and it may, depending on what I have remaining, your image may be, your DSP may be a little bit different, but it's all from that same DSP pack. Okay, then you have the inside Again, it's going to be die cut for you. I just think that's just so pretty. Here's that embossed piece that I was talking about for the outside. And then you're going to get die cut. And then I decided to go ahead and die cut the DSP. And the wishing, again, will come to you already adhered together. And then this has the little mini bee that you will be getting. Again, it will be in a baggie with the other bees and probably with this too, keeping it together. So I haven't packed anything yet, so I'm not quite sure, but these will definitely be in a baggie. And then you're going to get a strip of ribbon. Now, this ribbon, there's no back side or front side. It just depends on what look you want. This has a little bit more of the green with sparkles, and then when you flip it over, and I'm sure you can tell, this has more of that gold, which is what I used on this card. I just thought it was so pretty. Fell in love with it. All right, so did I cover everything on that? Okay, I think we're good on what you guys are going to be getting. So let's do some stamping. And let's do the inside. Bring over my piercing mat again, and we are doing landscape. So let me just do it this way so I remember in case I glue something wrong. All right, so let's see. I'm going to do Make a Wish. Now, you know, obviously with these cards, when you get these tutorial information, you don't have to use everything that I've listed. You do your own thing. That's what makes Stampin' Up stamps so great, is I love how you can mix and match things. All right, that's the inside. Now, what are we doing on the outside? I'm missing a label. Where's my label? All right, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. But in your kit, you're going to be getting a label. I'm not quite sure what happened to it. I ended up having to make another one. All right, so let's see. The outside's going to be You a Happy Birthday. All right. Ink it up. I'm going to center it as much as I can. It doesn't look right. There we go. Nice even press. Yay! All right, we are done stamping. Yes, we are done stamping. I'll move us out of the way, because I never have enough room. All right, so piercing silicone mat. We're ready to assemble. All right, let's do the envelope, get him out of the way. And let's see here. I'm going to do this side. So, my stamping seal. I'll make sure, yeah, I got enough. Probably 2 rows should work. And I always, I don't know if it's in camera, but before I lift my stamping seal, I twist to avoid the, sometimes you get string of the adhesive walking away with you, and I just find that it cuts it off. I'm going to do this side just because I used the other side on the other card, and then just trim off the excess. And again, your piece for your envelope may be a different color DSP, but it's all from the same DSP pack. Just depends on what I have to give you guys. All right, envelope's done, easy peasy. Put him over there. All right, so let's do the inside. Gonna adhere him flat. And don't forget to give your card a good extra burnish when you get ready to assemble your card, because I don't give it a good crease when I'm putting it in the envelope for you guys. All right, line that up. I really like this die image and how you can see the card base, or really you can even put another piece of paper underneath there. A different color cardstock if you so choose. That would be pretty too. All right, so we're ready for the front. Let me go ahead. Now, I'm not going to shade this, but you certainly could before adhering it. And I'm just going to adhere it flat. There we go. And this is a pretty, I just like to use the word intense. It's not the right description, but this is a pretty deep embossed image. That's probably why I like it so much. Because when they say it's 3D, they were not kidding. It's definitely a 3D. All right. Center him. Now I'm giving you quarter border around. I think it's a quarter. I'm not even sure. Because I thought the yellow was really pretty against this color. All right, so this one I'm going to adhere, and I don't think, okay, so this is directional. Let me just glue it down because it really doesn't matter right now because it's a circle. But when you go to adhere it to your card base, just pay attention to the direction of the flower. I'll have to take another look here in just a second here. It might not be directional. All right, let me put the cap on my glue, and I'm going to add dimensionals. Let me go ahead and do that before we figure out the direction. So let's see here. Let's do some regular size dimensionals. And I'm just going to do 3. No, I better do 4. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't press hard. That's good. Whew. Let me just evenly disperse it. There we go. All right, so before I adhere it, I'm going to see if it is directional. I mean, it never hurts to always check before you adhere it. Yeah, I would say it's directional. So you got the branches going this way, going up. But if you happen to adhere it, I'm going to say upside down. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be that noticeable because they're going to be focusing on the words. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add this here. Let me go ahead and do that now. Now, there is one thing, and I don't know, you'll tell when you read the tutorial, you'll be able to find out that the center of the word wishing is different on the 3 cards. And I'm probably going to I'll probably put them in a package together just to keep them that way. So you'll just have to sort. And in the event you don't match it up, it's not going to hurt anything because they all go, all 3 of the cards all go together. So even if you don't like the colors I chose, you can mix it up. It won't be an issue. All right, so this one, I'm going to give you a longer ribbon, as you can tell. You're going to have to trim it down. So what I did, I put adhesive here, and then I adhered it to the ribbon, but I left the bottom. I did like a little bit of an overhang because it was just so pretty. I didn't want to hide the ribbon completely. So that's what I'm going to do. And just one strip down. You don't have to go super crazy over it. So just down the center. And just make sure that you got all the sticky stuff off. Just rub it like that. It should come off. All right, so I'm just going to offset. Since I'm giving you so much ribbon, I'm just centering it. You don't have to stress whether or not you have enough ribbon. And I'm going to show a little bit more, I think, here on this card, because he's pretty. And I would trim it before adhering it. I found it was just easier. I was kind of struggling a little bit. So trim it to your desired length. That looks good. And then, even though there's adhesive on the white label, I would still go in and put some glue on the ribbon. Just just to make sure, oops, that nothing gets away. And I'm just adding some glue. All right, so there we go. Let's bring this back over. And put him down. I think I centered him, so that's kind of pretty too. Yeah, I'm just going to center him. Don't overthink it. Oops. But you easily could, now that I pointed that out to you, right? Okay. Oop. He stuck to me. All right. I think we're good. When you put glue on the ribbon, it doesn't adhere quickly. So just be patient. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. All right. So we are done with the glue. Oh, my bee. Let me bring him over. And again, I know I've said it multiple times, but I just want to make sure you're not going to get the bee in this pink. It'll be in a baggie. But it's so little, just please be careful. I hate for you to lose the little bee. So pull him off. Put him on a mini dot. There we go. Tack him on good. All right, hopefully he won't go flying. There we go. It's a big mini dot. I'm going to roll him down. There we go. So where am I going to put him? I'm going to put him down here this time. In the white spot, you can see it. And it's not on a dimensional, so when it goes through the mail, it'll press down and won't tear the envelope. All right, so are we done with this one? Yes, I think so. All right. Easy peasy. Got that. All right. Let me clear up some room here and do a super quick recap and then give you guys the timeline. All right, card number 3. Where are my cards? Card number 2 with the embossed label. Keep saying label. Embossed envelope flap. My goodness. And then the first card I did with the stamped image. We can all see it, right? All right, so how do you get all this? That's a good question. All right, place an order, $45 minimum order through my online store. And this is before shipping and tax. You'll be able to get this free card class to go. Now, my card classes, you'll get 2 of each design. So you're actually getting 6 kits. Just by placing a minimum order. Now, you'll also get the written tutorial that I did mention that will come with pictures. It has everything that I used for each of the cards so that you'll be able to easily be able to determine which of the wishing image that I'm sending you goes with which card. But again, you can change it up and it'll still look gorgeous. So don't stress too much over that. And then any orders over $75, again, before tax and shipping, not only will you get the 6 kits, the written tutorial, but I'll throw in a pack of dimensionals. And then any of the orders over $100, you get everything I just mentioned. In addition to, I'll throw in a pack of embellishments because we always use embellishments, right? We always need them. So the timeline, if you would, please place the order by 26th September. That'll give me just a few days. I've got a really tight schedule this month, but I need to get it done before the end of September. So 26th September, place your order, please. And then by 30 September, I'll ship everything out. You'll get an email letting you know that your package either has been put in the mail or will be put in the mail, and then I will also attach the written tutorial. So there you guys go. Again, a reminder, if you need a copy of the mini catalog, just send me an email with your mailing address. I'll be happy to send you one, and I'll be excited to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this month's free card class to go. It's been really fun. You know, I always like to pick my favorite, and I'm kind of leaning towards this one. I think because of the card base, it's just a little bit different. It brings in, it's Pool Party, and it just pulls out that DSP. So I think this might be my favorite one, but you guys, you're allowed to say all three of them if you want, but just let me know. All right, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. As always, happy stamping. Take care. Bye.